Hey, what's lasting, everybody? Chris back with CAC Knives here for a very exciting knife unboxing. We do got the Windex out, and hopefully people know what that means. There's some Damascus in here, or more specifically, some Zircuti, which is always very exciting. Can't add things to my collection with Zircuti in it very often, but it's pretty cool that we're going to be adding something with it in it today. I actually have another one on the way that'll be added to the collection with Zircuti in it as well. But yeah, before we get into this really cool unboxing, if you guys could help me out by liking the video and subscribing to the channel, I would really appreciate it. And let me know what you think of the knife down below in the comments. I always like hearing people's thoughts on the knives that I show in my channel. So let's move this out of the way and let's get into this. It is a Sixleaf knife. I can't remember the exact model number. They don't name their knives. They just use model numbers like Tucson does. I know this is definitely made in China, as you can see, but they're very proud of their company, and they should be. Sixleaf's been pumping out some really killer models here lately, and I don't think they've been getting the attention they deserve. And the fact that this knife comes under 200 is proof of that. Wow. All right, let's look at this. Definitely Zircuti. No doubt about that. And we'll get the blade out, and we will, wow, this is a big knife. My goodness. Let's give it a nice wash, huh? Try to wash it without hitting the camera or anything. I figured we'd need to give her a rundown because Zircuti is very prone to fingers, okay? It's not delicate or anything. It just, the more your fingers touch it, the more it washes away the natural beauty of the Zircuti, and it will always be that way. Wow. Wow, did that wash up nicely. Just try to get some of the best angles we can with the lighting going on here. Oh yeah, see it shining in there through the natural light from outside. Whew. Gosh, Zircuti is just gorgeous, man. And you know what? This knife here, it may make the list of best value knives of all time. I'm gonna make a list of top knives in my collection that have the best value for your buck. And looking at this piece, this knife could very well make the list. Trying my best here to get it to show good. This is a good chunk of Zircuti, like good chunk. Like it's not necessarily thin either. Like you can kind of see it bulge out there from the scales. Now, one of the reasons this is so heavy is because there's no milling in it whatsoever. But you got to keep in mind they had to mill the outside of the handle scales to get these inlays in there. And usually when that happens, there's not much room left to be able to mill the inside. And generally what you get is a heavier knife as a result, if the milling was for a metal. And in this case it was. And you know, zirconium is heavy, so you are going to expect Zircuti, especially this much of it, to be heavy. I mean, look how much zirconium is in this. Basically all the black is zirconium and all the color is titanium, so there's a good chunk of zirconium in this knife. And that's gonna make it heavy. It is. And not to mention this knife is huge. Like, let me show you what the Civivi Elementum looks like in comparison to this. It's gonna look miniature. Goodness, look how big this knife is. Yeah, so it's a pretty big knife. It is heavy. It's definitely in the category of overbuilt, but that's the fun of it, I'd say. Can reverse flick it, how cool. Yeah, man, Sixleaf has really been killing it. I don't, like, why even buy the really expensive custom stuff anymore when Sixleaf is pumping this out. There may be a few of these available on their eBay store, which you can, sometimes it's bid, sometimes it's buy now. This is the SL85. So if you type in SL85 Sixleaf on a Google search, you might be able to find some every now and then. They pop up on White Mountain knives sometimes as well, if you can get lucky. But these ones with Zircuti in them sell out fast. I was lucky to snag one because, of course, anybody looking for a Zircuti knife under $180 is going to be hard-pressed to find one unless you get lucky with one of these Sixleafs. Even the Two Sons with Zircuti in them are over $300. So the fact that Sixleaf is pumping these out for under $180, I'm pretty sure I paid $170 for this one. That's crazy. Okay, and combine that with my other knife that I showed there a few weeks ago that I've not done a review on. That knife also sells for about $180, and it has Damascus in it. Not nearly this much, but it has it in it. And oh, I had the camera there, sorry. These companies have just been pumping out crazy amounts of models, and it's pretty ridiculous how well they're made. Like, no joke. The blade steel is interesting. I'm gonna have to do research on it before the review. It's RWL34 plus PMC27. I do not know anything about that combination of steels. I don't know anything about, I've heard of RWL34 before. I've never heard of PMC27. Gonna have to do a little bit of research on those in terms of using them for a knife steel, you know. I'm not sure which one is the Damascus coating and which one is the main layer that they're using for cutting. This is a San Mai style Damascus. Basically the Damascus, besides just looking cool, offers a protective layer. In this case, it looks really neat because you have the first line of the Damascus is insanely shiny and the rest of it is more dulled out Damascus. And on this side, you have a line up top that's insanely shiny as well. Not sure why you didn't get that transaction on this side. I mean, it's a little bit shiny up top, but not like this side. This side's shiny in two places. It's very interesting, very unique Damascus for sure. But this knife overall, it just looks so nice. Like, you got a full titanium billet, titanium backspacer, clip, full Zircuti inlays, and a really nice Damascus blade. Whew. All for $170. I just can't even fathom. Like, imagine this was a Riot knife. Do you know how much this thing would cost if Riot's name was on this? Like, and I mean, you can say like, oh, the fit and finish would be better. Well, what's wrong with the fit and finish of this knife? Because I'm not really seeing anything. I'm not seeing any issues. Nothing that I can tell. I mean, it's heavy, but how can you expect a knife like this not to be heavy, right? Yeah, I mean, I'll give it a good look over for sure, but I am not seeing any fit and finish issues. It is insanely comfortable. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, feel-wise, when I'm opening and closing it, Riot is smoother. A little bit. But I have a feeling it's because this knife is new, and I think it'll break it. Like, it's already feeling, yeah, see, it's already feeling smoother the more I open and close it. I may have to lube the detent ball a little bit. It's got a big detent ball. I think that would help a lot with this knife. It'd go a long way. Sometimes if your knife feels a little unsmooth on the closing, lubing the detent ball will fix that issue. Wow, it's so heavy that it does give you a little bit of a workout if you keep opening and closing it. But hey, that's not a bad thing. But yeah, what do you guys think? This is some good Zircuti too. But this isn't like cheap crap. Okay, this Zircuti has all the Damascus colors coming through. Like some really nice Damascus colors. Look at that. Goodness. All of them come through. And you can see the zirconium very clearly. You see the layers? You kind of got to look between the colors. But do you see the humps? That's how you know it's real Zircuti. And same on this side. It's a much smaller piece, but God, gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Good job, Sixleaf. They keep pumping out models like this. I may end up being a top tier Sixleaf fan. But yeah, that'll do it for today, guys. Let me know what you think down in the comments, and I will see you in the next video.